According to a lawyer, Donald Trump must post a $557 million bail with the court on Monday, and he will require the consent of an independent monitor. The New York Attorney General is going to start putting a lien on Trump's property if he doesn't file the money. Barbara Jones, who was named as an enhanced monitor last Thursday, must approve Trump's request. These additional rights include the ability to keep an eye on any surety he posts for bonds, as well as any financial assurances he makes in order to get those bonds. It complicates the president's efforts to increase the bond even further. Judge Arthur Engoron issued an order on February 16th, requiring Trump to pay $454 million in fines and interest for inflating the worth of his assets fraudulently in order to secure bank loans. In a court filing on Thursday, Trump's attorneys stated that the billionaire business would be requesting a $577 million bond in exchange for a 20% premium. Nima Rahmani, a former federal prosecutor, stated, "Judge Engoron has ordered the independent monitor to be involved in Trump's efforts to secure the bond, which isn't making it any easier." Rahmani, who is currently the president of the legal business West Coast Trial Lawyers, stated that because Trump might become president soon, many bond firms are hesitant to provide the money to him. Bond companies are hesitant because if Trump wins in November, they may have to enforce the bond against a sitting president, he stated. In November 2022, Engoron assigned Barbara Jones to observe the Trump Organization. On Thursday, he then declared that she would have additional powers and that she would continue to serve as a monitor for a minimum of 3 more years. In his opinion, Engoron stated that Jones needed to be made aware of any payments made in cash, any asset dissolution, any efforts to secure surety bonds, and any financial documentation the Trump Organization submitted in order to obtain those bonds. In addition, he said that Trump shouldn't attempt to avoid Jones. Defendants shall not evade the terms of this monitorship order by transferring assets, reincorporating existing business entities in other forms or jurisdictions, modifying entity ownership, or any other form of restructuring or change in corporate form, Engoron stated. Judge Arthur Engoron decided in February that Trump was had to pay around $454 million in penalties for fraud, including interest. According to the verdict, in order to get better terms from lenders and insurers, Trump and executives at the Trump Organization exaggerated the worth of their assets. Attorney General Letitia James of New York first requested $250 million in damages in her case. However, she later raised this amount to $370 million, plus interest, to pay for his fines and the disgorgement of his sons Eric and Donald Jr., who were co-defendants in the case. The former president has been requesting a bond in the amount of $464 million. Disgorgement is the legal need for a party who gains financially from unlawful or unethical behavior to forfeit any profits earned from such behavior. Trump now has until March 25th to provide a bail sum, failing which the New York AG may start taking possession of some of his properties. He hasn't disclosed how he plans to pay for it or what other steps he could take. Furthermore, a New York court has given former President Donald Trump a lifeline by lowering the $454 million bond demand to $175 million in his most recent fraud case. According to a report published in The Guardian on Monday, March 25th, Trump is relieved with the ruling that an appellate court panel rendered on Monday. He was running out of time to obtain the original bail. At the heart of Trump's legal problems is a case involving accusations of financial fraud. The Attorney General of New York is accusing Trump of plotting to misrepresent his net worth in order to obtain deals and loans. In February, after finding in favor of the Attorney General in the civil complaint, Judge Arthur Engoron imposed a whopping $454 million fine on Trump. Trump was under increasing pressure to meet the initial bond demand as time was running out and the prospect of asset seizure loomed. However, the appellate court judges granted Trump a respite only hours before New York's Attorney General could lawfully start the process of taking his assets. The panel considerably lessened the former president's financial burden by giving him an extra 10 days to obtain a far lesser bond of $175 million. Trump's legal struggle has advanced significantly with the decision to lower the bond requirement, which also gives him a much-needed chance to respond to the court's demands. Although the new bond amount is still significant, It is less of a hurdle than the initial $454 million demand for Trump and his legal team. In an otherwise intimidating legal landscape, Trump finds some solace in the deadline delay and the bond amount reduction.